Okay, let's maybe do a ring on this edge here. And we'll go back in the top here and just see if we have edge we can follow. Okay, let's do a connect on that with one segment. Just going to slide that in a little bit towards the center of the hood, so it's kind of on this edge here. And we'll probably need to adjust it a little bit more at the top here, so let's hit OK to that. And let's go into the front view. Okay, let's maybe pull some of these over to the outside. Just going to go to vertex here. Let's actually see if it smooths okay first. Okay, still too soft. So let's slide this over. I'm just going to put on my edge constraint. And we'll just slide this a little bit more towards the side. Okay, and let's also add one around the top here. So we'll grab an edge here, do a ring, another connect, and we'll pull this one up to the top a little bit more. Okay, and the higher this goes, the sharper these edges will become when it's smooth. Okay, that might be good right there. Alright, so we'll test that. Alright, a little bit better. Okay, I think we'll leave it like that for now. Let's maybe start working on the door openings here. Right, so let's go to border. Maybe we'll grab the border around the door. Just going to shift drag that in. Whoops, let's undo that and turn off our edge constraint. Okay, and then we'll shift drag it in. Okay, something like that. And we also want to add a support edge on the inside here, so let's do a ring on the corner edge. And the connect, and we'll just do one segment pretty close to the outside here. That looks probably about good. Okay, and we'll also need to add one down the outside here. Okay, so let's do a ring there, and the connects, and we'll just pull that in a bit. Let's do maybe about 85 or so on that one. Okay, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, we got a little bit of an artifact up here at the top. Right there on the corner. Okay, and that's because we have no support edge running right through here. Okay, so we're going to need to add that. Let's turn off show end result here, ring this edge, and do another connect. Okay, we'll do that about the same. Okay, that should fix it. Okay, it's gone. And we'll do a similar thing for the other two windows here. So let's drop back down to the base level here, go to border, and we'll just shift drag this border in as well. Okay, you can bring it in just a little bit if you want to get the support edge, and then shift drag it again. Okay, see how that one looks. Okay, I think that's going to need a little bit more work later on, but we'll do the windshield first. Okay, for this one, let's just pull it right in. So I'm going to go to edge and just grab the two, or the top and bottom edge as well as that side edge, and we'll just hold down shift and drag it back on the Y. Just a little bit to get a support edge, and then again holding shift. Okay, and when we put our smooth on here, it's going to round out these corners like that, so we need to add some edges right here to kind of maintain the sharpness of these corner edges. Right, so let's go into the front view maybe. Okay, we'll just grab these edges here. Okay, and we'll do a connect on that. And let's do 2 segments, no slide, and we'll just pinch them out. Okay, we'll line up this top one, and then we'll just move that bottom one down a bit. Okay, so let's put the edge constraint back on. Let's actually just do a loop on this edge first. Let's straighten it out by just scaling it. Okay, we'll line that one up, and we'll do the same thing down here. Scale that one down, straighten it out, and we'll just push that down a bit. Okay, so just like that. I'm going to do the same thing up here and below the window. Okay, so let's do a ring on these edges. Go into the top view. Let's do a connect. 1 segment, no pinch, and we'll just slide that over. Okay, I'm going to try to line it up around these edges here. They're a little bit off, but it's okay. Let's do it about there. Okay, and same thing up here on the top. Ring on that edge, and another connect. Okay, and we actually didn't weld that corner, so I'm just going to cancel that. We need to weld these verts right here. Nope, not that one. Maybe it's this one over here. Yeah, we have 2 over there, so we'll weld those 2 up. Okay, now we should be able to ring it, unless we missed another weld. Okay, so that looks good. Let's do a connect now, and let's do that about the same, about 76. Okay, and we could actually probably pull these over if you want to be a little bit more neat. Okay, so let's grab those 3 verts, make sure your edge constraint's on, and we'll just pull those over to straighten them out. Same thing with the top ones here. Just move those back a bit. And that should be enough support for the front window, so let's test it out. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're looking pretty good here. We still have some work to do. It looks a little too soft in a few places, but we'll get to that later on. Let's also maybe start working on the door here before we go any farther on the other pieces. Okay, let's take care of this door, so let's unhide all. Okay, we'll grab that. Okay, I'm just going to turn off the turbo smooth on the body here, so we can see where the edges are. And the first thing we'll do here is go into polygon, grab the 2 polys there. Okay, we'll do an inset here so we kind of have a support edge running around the outside. Okay, let's do about 3 or so on that. Okay, and then we'll get this window in here. Let's turn off our polygon chain with F2. And we'll just select the top polygon here. Okay, and let's do another inset on this one for the window. So we'll just bring that down, or up I should say. Let's do maybe about 32 or so, and then we'll just move the verts around. Okay, so let's grab these 2 here. Alright, let's move those back a bit. Let's also turn off our edge constraint. Pull those back a bit, and let's pull these up slightly. These ones come down, and we'll just move this one in maybe a bit. And this top one. Okay, so pretty much like that. Okay, so we'll go back to polygon, delete that polygon for the window. And let's maybe support this. Okay, so let's go back to edge. We're going to need to add some additional loops on each of these corners to hold that shape. Okay, so let's do, say, these ones here, and we'll also do these ones here. I'm not going to go right down to the bottom on this particular one. Let's do a connect. Let's do 2 segments, no slide, and we'll just pinch those out a bit for now. Say about 60 or so, and we'll just move the rest them the rest of the way by hand. Okay, so back into vertex here, and we'll just slide these around a bit. Alright, So I'm just going to try to match it up with the edges on the blueprint as best we can. Okay, like that. Same thing on this corner. We'll move this one over to the inside more so that the corner is a lot softer here. These ones here can come down. Let's put our edge constraint back on. And let's move that down a bit. And let's move that guy up. Okay, so same thing all the way around. Okay, we can probably actually connect this one down to the bottom in a minute. Okay, so I think that should be pretty good for starters. Let's add some down here at the bottom for this handle hole here, which we need to cut in. The first thing I'll do is just connect this to the bottom by cutting it down. Okay, then right click to end it. And we'll add a couple of additional loops through this section here. Alright, so I'm just going to do 2 there, and we'll just move around by hand. Okay, so grab those ones, let's scale them straight. And we'll line it up with the bottom of the cutout here for the handle hole. Same thing with these ones. Okay, just like that. And we'll add a couple of vertical ones here as well. Alright, so I'm just going to select these ones. I'm not going to go right up to that top edge right now. We can cut it up there later on if we need to. Alright, so 2 more segments, and we'll just straighten them out by hand. Okay, so just scale that on the X. And move it into position, which is pretty much right there. Same thing with this one. Scale that one straight. And we'll just put it over here. Okay, so now we can grab that polygon in the center there and delete it. And we'll add a couple of support edges here. Okay, so I'm just going to grab these 2 at the bottom, do a connect. Let's pinch those out a little bit more. Let's do about 85 and OK, and we'll do the same thing here. And over here, do a ring on that edge and a connect, and a ring on this edge and a connect. Okay, and I'm going to leave this like this for now. If it gives us any artifacting, we'll just cut it up to the top edge there, but we might not need to worry about that because the surface is completely flat. Okay, and it looks like we're down a little bit here on the top, so we're going to have to pull that up a bit. Okay, so let's take our edge constraint off, and we'll just move these verts up so that we don't have a gap above the door. So grab these ones here and just move them up. Something like that should be good. And let's put a turbo smooth on and see how it looks. Okay, let's also turn the turbo smooth on for the body. And we just want to make sure that the corners are rounding the same amount on both the door and the body. Okay, that looks decent. Okay, I need to make some adjustments down here. The rest of them look okay. Okay, so for the main body piece here, I'm just going to drop back down to vertex. Let's turn on the show end result button here. We'll grab this line of verts right here and just move it back a little bit. Okay, I just want to tighten this corner up, and as it gets closer to this other edge, it's going to get a lot sharper. Okay, so I'll put it about there maybe. Alright, I think that's probably close enough. Alright, so let's grab the door again, and we'll give it some thickness here by shift dragging the borders in. Okay, so back down into edit pulley, into border, Let's grab the inner window as well as the outer border of the door. Okay, we'll turn off our edge constraint, and we'll shift drag this in on the x-axis. Okay, gotta take it a little bit there to add a support edge, and then shift drag it one more time. Okay, and I think we can get away with leaving the hole just open like that. We're gonna have another piece that fits in there to cover that. Alright, so now let's smooth it out again, and we'll see if that looks okay. Alright, it looks decent. We might need some more support edges around there to kind of sharpen that edge up, but we'll worry about that later if we need to. Yeah, it definitely looks like we have a little bit of an artifact here on this corner. Right here. So let's fix that maybe before we go any further. Let's turn off Turbo Smooth. Alright, and the reason that that's happening is because we have no edge around the outside here. Okay, so we need to add an edge really close to this one to kind of hold that shape. Alright, so let's see if we can do it with a ring maybe. Let's ring an edge here, and we'll do a connect, and let's slide that in with one segment. Right, and the tighter this gets towards the opening, the sharper that edge will be when it's smooth. Okay, so we'll take it up a little bit more maybe. 95 or so should be good, and we'll see if that fixes the problem there on the corner. Okay, so that artifact's gone now. Okay, that should be good for the door for now. Okay, so let's maybe start working on this windshield up here. Okay, let's just do it in the side view. Alright, so we'll start this with another plane. Alright, so I'll drag that out right from here over to about here. And let's get rid of those segments. Turn our edges on with F4. And we'll collapse that to editable poly. And let's chuck our material on there. Okay, so let's go into vertex. And we'll just bring this vert here on the top left corner down. We'll line it up with this middle edge here. Right, this one here is a support edge, and that one's also a support edge on the other side. Okay, so we'll just line it up like that. And we'll leave a slight gap underneath the bottom here. Just like that. Okay, we'll pretty much do the same process here. We're just going to extrude the edges out to kind of shape this. Alright, so let's actually go into the top view first. And we'll grab the verts there, all four of them for this piece, and move it over. Okay, and we'll line that up with the outside edge of the cab. Go back into edge, and with that left edge selected there, we'll just shift drag it in, same as before. Okay, let's actually turn the Turbo Smooth off on this piece. Right, so grab those verts, we'll just match them up. Pull this one over a bit more. Okay, and back in the left view, back into edge, we'll just extrude this out. Okay, so I'm going to bring it out to about there. Let's shift drag it one more time. And one more time. And we'll go back into vertex here. We'll just kind of shape this out. Alright, so let's move these three top verts down. And we'll still try to follow that edge. Okay, let's get this guy down a bit. Okay. Let's maybe move these guys back slightly for now. And that looks pretty close right there, so we'll just shift drag it out one more time to the end. Let's actually take this right to the corner. Okay. We'll move this vert back to follow that edge, and we'll target weld this top vert here over to this one. Let's move it in like that. Okay, so that's kind of our side profile. Okay, and I think we actually want to follow this upper edge in the front. So we want this to be in the corner. Let's move this one up. Sorry about that, I think I was following the wrong edge. Let's bring this one up a little bit more. And I think we want to leave it more like that. Okay, so there we go. Let's go back an edge here, and we'll just grab these edges here on top. And we'll shift drag those over on the X and zero out the X axis. Okay, and let's go to the top view and see what's going on here. I'm actually just going to hide the body now. Okay. And let's also get these ones here, and we'll pull those towards the back. Alright, so just shift drag them back on the Y, and we'll move them up in the left view. Okay, so let's drag those up. Try to match it up at the corner there, and we'll just weld this one up right here. Let's just slightly move that in a bit. And we also need these to go a little bit forward in the top view here so that we have a bit of a curve on the surface. Alright, so let's grab these verts here. Just going to move those up a little bit. And we'll just match these up as best we can. So we're going to move that forward to kind of match our edges here. Okay, I think that looks pretty close. So let's go into the front view, and let's grab one of these edges here, do a ring on that, and let's do a connect with the one segment, no pinch, no slide. And let's just maybe follow this edge here. Alright, so I'm just going to line that up right here at the bottom, go back into vertex, and we'll just try to follow these edges the best we can. Alright, so I'm just going to move these verts over on the X and try to follow this edge. Oops. Okay, all the way up to the back there. And you can see we're a little bit off again. Okay, so let's just extrude these out, maybe for now. We'll clean it up a little bit more in a minute. Okay, so let's grab these and let's extrude those. Take that way up and hit OK to that. And we'll just shape this out a bit better. Okay, so I'm just going to grab the verts and try to line them up in the blueprint as best we can. Let's also go around the inside here, and we'll get rid of these inner polygons that we don't need. Okay. grab that corner one there, we'll just bring it down a little bit here. And just make this a little bit easier to see, and we're actually going to delete the top and the front one there, as well as this back one off, so we just have this kind of wall of polygons here. That'll just make it a little easier to line up. So let's actually take this right up to the top. Push that one up a little bit as well. Okay, we need to adjust a few of these as well. Right, let's bring that guy back. And it's a little hard to see in this section because it's blocked again, but we'll just kind of even it out here. Maybe something like that. Okay, and we'll do the same thing in the back view here. Just line up the edges. Okay, so just move those verts over on the X until you match them up with the edges on the blueprint. And this one here, make sure you have the one that's attached to this corner, not that one there. Okay, so push that over to about there. And that seems to be falling pretty good. We could actually move this one out a little bit. Let's move it down. Okay, I think that looks about right. So now we'll extrude the edge over again. Right, shift drag that over on the X and zero out the X axis. And we'll just continue to shape this. Okay, and for this edge here that we have selected, let's just actually use make planar here to straighten out. Whoops. Let's do it on Z, and we'll just zero out the X axis again. Alright, so that's a perfectly straight edge now. Okay, and then we'll go into the top view, and we'll just adjust these verts here a little bit. Okay, so let's push these ones forward and line them up with the edges. And let's line this up with this one here. We don't have an edge right here yet. That's a support edge that we'll need to add on the side later on. Okay, we also don't have an edge for this one. Okay, I'm just going to move these forward a little bit so it doesn't look so shitty. Let's maybe do the same thing here. Slightly move these over. And let's pull this one back. Okay, so I think that's pretty much the shape we're looking for. Let's maybe add some support here. Okay, so back in the front view, back to edge, and we'll just ring this edge here. Okay, these ones along this section, and we'll add a couple of extra loops here. Let's just do one at a time maybe. Just going to slide that up. Okay, we'll try to match it with what's on the blueprint. And we'll ring it again and do another one for the bottom. Okay, and let's also put one up in this section. and slide that over. And like I said before, it doesn't matter if it's exactly right on the blueprint. Just get as close as you can. Probably move these over a little bit. Okay, and we also need one in this section here, right along this edge here to hold the sharpness of this one. Okay, so back in the front view, let's bring an edge here. And it looks like we could actually straighten a couple of these out maybe. Let's maybe do that quick. So just going to pull these out up a little bit until they straighten out, just to make it a little bit more clean. That's probably good. And now we'll do the ring on this edge. Another connect, slide it over. About 74 or so, and that should line up with what's on the blueprint. And this one's kind of a little bit tapered as it gets tighter at the back there. Okay. So let's go into the left view here. And let's grab this edge, do a ring, and that should only select up to this edge here. So we'll do a connect on that. And let's just match it up with the edge at this part here, and we can move these verts up. Okay, so something like that. And I'll go into vertex, grab these two here, and we'll just move them. Okay, so just push them up, and try to match the other edge. Okay, and that's probably as close as we're going to get it. Down here on the front here, we'll just cut this using the cut tool from this vert here down to the front edge to continue to the support edge, and then right click to end. Okay, we're still going to probably need to make some adjustments on top. As you can see, it's a little bit off here. Let's maybe see if we can pull these in a little bit. I'm going to push that back. Let's maybe push this one in a bit as well. And let's move this one slightly. Okay, and you can see we're a little off here because we actually need another edge in this section, but we'll add that later on. Okay, so I think we're looking pretty good here.